Gentlemen, we are live, whether you like it or not, we are. All right. We'll give a few minutes, let everybody get in here tonight. Before we get too excited. Too excited so we just can't find it. We just can't stand up. One of the two. Dennis in the house, backdrop. Oh, you like my backdrop? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. An outstanding backdrop, if I do say so myself. I think it's the nicest backdrop in the whole entire YouTube land. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. Got a bunch of work I'm doing in the kitchen tonight. This is a turkey meat for my dog Lily. I had to clean the storage container really well. So I'm going to take it out for the next week. And what that's all about. Clean, right? What a mess. What a mess I live in, because I'm a messy, messy, messy person. All right, got a bunch of things I'm working on tonight. I got to figure out what order of operation I'm doing them in. Let's have some soda. It's my wife's Coke, but she's not here. So I'm going to finish it for her. Seeing that she's not here. She can't stop me. She can't make me not take it. I do need to work on some eggs. Got to get some eggs cooked. Do indeed. "17 people watching. Don't be shy. Drop a comment. Let us know who you are. Give us a thumbs up. Don't be one of those wussy people that hang out and don't ever subscribe or support channels. Don't be one of them. Be your best. I'm getting ready to steam some eggs. My wife likes eggs for a protein source. So I'm gonna steam some eggs. Got a bunch of dishes I got to get done tonight. I'm going to make some good cornbread. I got to wrap some presents. Busy day. Zubar in the house says hello, good to see you. Ouch, come on eggs. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We got a busy night going on. We're cooking eggs. I'll show you them in a little bit. Got to make some cornbread, wrap some presents. You got to poke a hole in the egg. When you steam eggs, you got to poke a hole in there. My problem is I have a tendency to break these eggs. So when I'm trying to drill a hole right there gently, I kind of have a tendency to bust them open because I'm such of a manly guy, you know. So I got to be really careful. Because you'd be shocked. These eggs are either a lot softer than you would imagine, or my pokey thing is a lot pokier than you would imagine. Perfect. I did it. I don't think I broke any of the eggs. I know I love your videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you have an egg steamer? So I'll show you my egg steamer in a little bit. Let's get it going. Got water in it? I do. I got water in it, so that's good. I got to make some cornbread in a little bit. Gotta get this out. I need to wrap some presents too. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Gosh, I got so many little things to do tonight while we're on live. What do I need to do for... Oh, I made some biscuits earlier. I need to put them in a bag. I'm going to put my biscuits in a bag. Made some biscuits earlier. I need to change the channel on the TV. Sorry, on the refrigerator. I just got to remember how to do it. See here. Our refrigerator has a TV on it. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. Now, it might help me read the chat because I'm going to pull the chat up on the refrigerator, I think, so I can see it. Jimmy's in the house. Dude. Dennis, don't have to wrap the $1,000 bill. Hang on, let me get caught up here. Dennis says, don't have to wrap the $1,000 bill for me and just take it naked. You said you want me naked? Because, you know, seeing me naked's worth $1,000. Dude, I have a shirt just like that one. I wear it on cruise ship sailings. They think I'm some kind of... Woo-hoo. Man, I got over 200 tropical shirts now. Not all of them fit me, but I got 200 of them. David Kumasata. Kamasata. Kumasa? I'm not for sure what I'm trying to say there, Jimmy. Good to see you. Wow, two guys with questionable taste. Hey, we can't help it. People from Canada doesn't know how to dress. It's not our fault. It's just not our fault. Thank you both for being members, by the way, for the thumbs up. Kumasta. Okay. My dog Lily's staring at me from the ground going, hey, what's going on today? Are you giving me any food today? All right, so I got to fill the rice bag. those rice container. I need to wrap some presents that Lorelai brought in. Got to make cornbread. Need to clean off the countertop. I need a yaya. Treat church like girls. Wear 'em and ditch 'em. Woo! Bye, I am sleeping. All right, my friend. Get some rest. Well, you know my theory. Dennis has probably heard my theory about tropical shirts 40,000 times. But you know my theory about tropical or about clothing, right? Is we all know that you're supposed to dress for the job that you want, not the job you have. So I believe in dressing for how I want to feel, not how I really feel. If I dressed for the way I really felt, I didn't know if I could dress that bad. You know what I mean? Between the heart, the lungs, the back, the knees, the legs, the ankles, the kidneys. You know, if I could dress like I really felt, I don't know how that would work out. So I try to dress for how I want to feel. For the location that I want to be in. I forgot to do something. All right, so what do you guys want me to do first? Shit. I got a bunch of little things I got to do. I think I'll wrap the presents last. So, wear 'em and ditch 'em. So that's Dennis's motto. Wear 'em out and ditch 'em. Tim's in the house. Good evening. Tim, how are you? Good to see you. I think I'm going to work on my rice. Hang on. Need to refill the rice container. So if you guys don't know, this is a rice container. How is Tim doing? Good evening, everybody. Everybody say hi to each other, by the way. Dennis is here. Jimmy's here. They're already talking about how handsome I look tonight. You know, how Dennis is going to give us $1,000 for me taking my shirt off later. I told him I would for $1,000. So you got to stick around for that. My dog's looking at me like freaking nut job. Uh-oh. Got to get the rice out. So if you guys haven't ever seen these, here's what I use for rice. This is a measuring and washing cup. It goes in here like that. Here I think here. Real simple. It makes my life easier because I'm the one. I don't eat rice, but I am the one that cooks the rice. Hello, Tim. Tim said I'm doing okay so far today. Nice. No, David, the shirt. You're probably hoping I leave it on, but Dennis promised $1,000 if I take it off. So I'm all right. And since we spent a small fortune on my wife's Christmas gift, you know, we spend enough money on my wife's Christmas to buy a multi-cab in the Philippines. But that's okay. Ugh. This is the only thing I don't like. I don't have a good method without making a big mess. But yeah, sadly, I don't like rice, plain rice. I don't mind it in dishes, you know, like broccoli rice casserole or soup. But I don't eat white rice. But I am the one that cooks the white rice. My wife has me very well trained. I get up every morning. I put a thing of rice on for her. I feed the dog, you know. So yeah, That's how it works in this household. Tim saying hello to you. I do like the burlap bags this rice comes in. See, it has a zipper. We keep these. I don't know what we're going to use them for. They got a zipper on them. Maybe someday you could put body parts in it and throw it in the water. I don't know. Maybe say hello there, Tim. Try not to make a mess. I know there's probably much easier some way to do this rice transfer. There has to be, but Tim says, I really don't have rice in my house. I only eat it when my girlfriend brings me some lunch. Mike is in the house. MJ's in the house. Everybody say hello to MJ. How are you? Yeah. I don't mind rice if it's in dishes. Uh-oh. I'm in a quandary. I mean, I am this close to going over. Oh, I'm so close. Come on. Shake it down, baby. Shake it down. I'm almost there. Woohoo! Shit. I'm a rock star when it comes to rice. Highlight of my day, getting the whole bag of rice in there. MJ saying hello to everybody. Now let's put it where it goes. Does anybody have an interesting thing to do with these burlap bags besides putting body parts in them? I don't know. You know, my wife has to go to sorry. My wife's going to a Christmas party Saturday. And you know what I think would be really funny? A couple months ago, whenever it was, we were in Dallas, Texas, went to Jollibee. We brought a whole bunch of Jollibee back. They gave her a whole bunch of Jollibee sacks, right, to carry all the food in. So my wife's making biscotti to take to the party. I think it'd be really funny to put the biscotti in a Jollibee bag, take it to the Filipino party, and make them all think they're getting Jollibee for a few minutes. Or is that just mean? Mean and cruel of me to tease those Filipinos. So how's Mike doing today? Mike, if you stick around, you're going to get lucky. Dennis pledged $1,000 for me to take my shirt off later. Now you guys can counter that by donating more money to not take my shirt off. That's up to you guys. Mike says he's doing good. Nice. All right, you guys all see my egg steamer? Let me show you my egg steamer. I'm steaming eggs for Lorelai. That's what that little thing is. She eats a lot of eggs. Maybe I need to adjust that camera a little bit. They will know it's not Jollibee. Well, no, right. they will know it's not Jollibee biscotti, but I was just thinking, you carry it in a Jollibee bag and watch them all go, oh, Jollibee, Jollibee, and then make them go, sorry, burst their little bubbles. Galactic Gaming's in the house. Rob, how are you, my friend? Merry Christmas, people, and howdy, howdy, howdy. Make sure you say hello to each other. Hello, each other. I need to do dishes. I need to wrap a couple presents. I need to make cornbread. So, I'm going to make cornbread tonight. Maybe I'll work on that. Merry Christmas. Hey, hello, hello, Galactic. Everybody's saying hello to each other. That's great. Jimmy's Merry Christmasing too. So, since I'm lazy, I'm going to be using, this live stream is brought to you by the Jiffy brand honey corn muffin mix. America's favorite. That's what we're using tonight. This is the honey flavor, and I do something a little different with it because we're making it kind of like a dessert bread, not a true cornbread. All good. How are you? You never tried cornbread? You love it. What's the difference to normal bread? Oh man, totally different. Cornbread is made out of cornmeal versus flour, wheat flour versus cornmeal. That's the big difference. Don't put whole kernel corn in the cornbread. I know you told me that the other day, and I got thinking, I don't know. Doesn't sound half bad to me. Doesn't sound half bad to me. But this one's going to be a little different because it's going to be kind of a sweeter version. I'm going to make corn muffins out of it. You people in Europe that have never had cornbread don't know what you're missing, man. It goes with everything. Cornbread eats like sticky cake to me. Jimmy says yes, but it's go through with good comfort. It is. Trust me, not good. All right, Adam Stanley's in the house. Hello to you. Thank you for the thumbs up. I don't know. You know, I've had a lot. I like corn. I put corn in potato soup. So I'm a big corn fan. So I don't know. I might like whole kernel corn in cornbread. I'm going to try that one of these days, Tim. What I'm going to do is, I'm not getting the damn mixer out of the cabinet. We got one of those fancy crappy mixers, that opens up in a big bowl. Man. Everybody say hello to Adam. Adam, good to see you. So, but I got to stir up my powder. I try to get it as fine as possible. I think I'm going to try that one of these days. I'm going to get some Mexican cornbread. And, whoops, shit. Hey, quit cussing. This is a family channel. I'm going to get some Mexican cornbread, Tim, and I'm going to try that with some Mexican cornbread. All right, let's see how we make this stuff. 1 egg and milk. All right. So you're supposed to use a little bit of... You're supposed to use some milk, but instead I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use coconut cream instead of milk. Got to use 2 eggs. Here's a chicken egg. You know why chicken eggs are brown? Yes, sour mash. I agree with that. Right now I'm making kind of like a sweet cornbread. Sour mash is good. I just noticed your fridge. That's cool. Oh, my fridge has me on it. See? And why that is so when I do live streams, if I forget who I am, I can look at the refrigerator and it shows me who I am. Because sometimes I kind of forget who I am. You like that fridge though? My wife picked it out. Dennis says, take a break. Well, I need a break. But I got to get this cornbread going. Oh, shit. I almost forgot where I put the muffin pan. You think David is showing you cornbread? Nah, he's going to show you white lightning. I've never been a fan of sour mash unless it uses some gray corn in it. All right. But that's the only way I like it. I didn't say that. I store and save my arm candy. I agree, man. Whew. Dennis has arm candy to the left, arm candy to the right. Pat's in the house. Pat's in the house. Everybody said hello to everybody. Did you guys all say hello to Mr. Ratburn? Thank you all for the thumbs up. Big John, Dumagetti John is in the house. Thank you for acknowledging my kingship. So, man, I'm tired already. This is a problem you have with heart failure. You get tired easily. So, but instead of using regular cow milk, moo, 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 or goat's milk, what I like to do is use coconut cream in this sweet cornbread because it gives it just a totally different flavor, vibe, but it's really good. I like it. I like it like that. But I'm a big fan of coconut cream. And you got to read the instructions. Does it say 1/3 of a cup? Or 3/4 of a cup? Or a half a cup? And does your units of measurements match up? So 1/3 of a cup is about there. Hey, if this goes bad, don't tell anybody. We're all gonna lie. John, how are you doing? Everybody said hello to Dumagetti John. Pat, I'm making sweet cornbread. But instead of using cow milk, I need a better one of these whisk. I've had this one for years, and I really think it's about seen its time. I need a new one of these. I need a new whisk. See, my whisk wants to fold in on itself because I've wore it out using it so much over the years. And that's what it looks like. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Sounds good, does it? All right, I'm going to take your word for it, Pat. I'm going to I'm going to heat it in my little toaster oven. Brother David, do you know the Motley Crue, like in the band from the 80s channel? No, I don't know that one. I mean, is it like for the music band, or does somebody steal Motley Crue's band name and kind of put together something? And it smells good, though. Cornbread is good. Not that bad. Yeah, I use coconut cream versus milk. And this is honey cornbread. So I wanted to make it a little sweeter, and the coconut makes it sweeter. Mike and Venus is still in the house. How are you? Mike is lucky that his wife puts up with him. So everybody say, hey, Mike, good to see you. I'm glad your wife puts up with you. Says, hello, Patrick. No, this guy in the Philippines. No, I haven't seen it. I'll try to look for it, but no, I haven't seen it, to be honest. What's this YouTube channel about? Is it better than my channel, Pat? Come on, Pat. Is that what you're trying to say? Now, look, I have a non-stick pan, cheap Walmart pan, but I like to butter them anyway because I like a little bit of a butter crust on them. I know that channel. Oh, Mike, what's it like? Is it a good channel, stupid channel, bad channel, racist channel? Are they trying to be cool like you and me and Pat and Dennis and Tim and everybody and Jimmy? Is that what they're trying to do? I bet you they want to behave like us. They want to be like us. He's got cancer. Okay, so he's a health channel, a cancer channel. I think you might know him. I might, Pat. I might. Yep, I'll do it, Pat. I will. I'll look him up. But he's living in the Philippines. He's living in the Philippines and has cancer. Well, if he's not getting treated for it, he's not long for this world. Even in America, if you don't get treated, unless it's a mild cancer or something, you know what I mean? Depending on what type of cancer it is. But I will say this, if he wants to live, he might want to leave the Philippines. But I also know there's a lot of expats that when they get to the Philippines, they go, I don't care what happens. I'm happy to die in the Philippines, so that's what I'm going to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're living where you want to live, and you've had a good life, you think, and you want to die wherever and not get treated, hey, I'm okay with it, trust me. I need another whisk. We think you're cool, Tim. I see his videos a couple years ago. Oh, all right. Well, if it's been a couple years ago, he may be dead already. I remember, what was his name? Mike Carlson, not Carlson, but Carlson, no L, when he was diagnosed with heart failure. He was a nurse, but he lived in the Philippines. And I know he decided when he was diagnosed, he wasn't coming back to America. He wasn't going to get treated. He was just going to live out his days of his heart problem in the Philippines and see what happens. You know what's a totally BF? He's still living, Pat says. Guess what? I went to Walmart. I bought this particular pan to fit in my toaster oven. It doesn't fit. It's literally, I'm going to take it to the garage and I'm going to grind off about 1/4 of an inch. But it doesn't fit. Like about that much. So that means I got to fire up the big oven. Still living. All right, that's good. I'm glad he's alive. But you saw his videos a couple years ago. So maybe he was dealing with cancer a couple years ago, and now he's doing okay. I tell you what. Let's go over here and sit down for a minute. While I wait for that oven to heat up, let me take a break. Here. I'm going to let that oven heat up, my new oven, my other oven. You saw his channel? All right. Does he got a big channel? Yeah, I'll try to check his channel out. I know Dumageddon John Balut sent me one last night, and I got it pulled up on my computer, but I haven't got to watch a bunch of it today. So, yeah, I like checking out new channels. We met some new channels recently that are coming around quite a bit, which I appreciate. So, we met some other couples, and they're in the Philippines. I guess some of the other couples that are doing YouTube now, since I had a guy email me the other day, basically saying, hey, looks like you've been doing, YouTube for a long time. We're doing YouTube now too. I go, yay! Like, that's great. It's good that you're doing YouTube, and one of them told me, said, I was going to name my channel your channel name, but I couldn't because your channel was already named that, Like, wow. Yeah. It's great that you're thinking of me. In fact, maybe you can just bend the edges. Well, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I can just get the right. Because, literally, Tim, that big. I could just get the pliers and kind of do this. You're right. I could just bend it down, one of the sides down. Can you believe that? I bought it just for that little bitty tiny toaster oven. Or what do you call those things now? Air fryers. An air fryer is basically the same thing as a toaster oven was when we were kids, right? But air fryer sounds cooler, sounds fancier. Ooh, you got an air fryer. I need a good one. I like to have one that's French doors, but that's all right. But Tim, I think you're right. I just need a bin because it's literally that much. Man, never trust a wife to measure anything. I'm telling you. My wife told me today, she's like talking to her friends. There's so much damn drama. Hopefully you guys all watched my video that came out earlier or passed it on to people that want to be OFWs from around the world. And yes, just for clarification, I know OFW originally started with overseas Filipino worker, but it is such in the last 10 years converted over to overseas foreign workers. So just in case anybody goes, hey, wait a minute. Well, you're behind the times. Hey, Tim from Dumageddon. John's in the house. John's freezing. John has 400 feet of snow above him. He had to go buy a brand new battery the other day. It cost him like $4,000. That's what he gets for living up north instead of beautiful sunny weather like Florida. So yeah, I'll bend that down and that'll be good. What else? Oh, Lorelei, they got this party going. You guys want to hear the drama? Let me know if you want to hear the stinking Filipina drama. Smoking butt farts. My God. It's an effing Christmas party. How much freaking drama can you freaking girls have with a freaking Christmas party? So, in our area, we have a Philippine American Association. We do. They suck. They always have suck. All they're doing is collecting money And I'll say, and I've told this to them in their face when they change officers, they all suck. They don't know how to run an organization for the people. They run an organization for the clique. So they have a clique and they kind of rotate people. They get new officers and they become a clique and they want to do everything that the clique wants to do. And they want to spend everybody else's money, donations to be a part of it, to do whatever the clique wants versus voting, letting the people decide what happens. For example, I'll give you a couple examples over the history. They've given out scholarships, right? But only the people that were officers' kids got the scholarship money. They did an art contest, and guess who won the art contest? Because nobody else could vote on the art, only the officers got to vote. So their children won the fucking art contest. It's stupid, stupid, stupid. John, you have a lot of snow now. Big John Dumagetti John. John Blue? Tim's asking you a question, young man. So it gets a little irritating to me because they want our money, of course. I don't like it, and part of it is I come from a background where I would put on large conferences. And my goal was to make it about the attendees, not my committee. So I understand how to do this and and how to do it very well. I've raised a lot of money in my lifetime for scholarships. I get it. So I know what they're doing and I know what they're not doing. So, all right, so we got that group, right? And then you got a whole bunch of other Filipinos that are really not part of the group. So they have their own group, and it's not labeled anything. It's just a group, and they have a Christmas party. And they've been doing it for years. Now, my wife goes to that one because I won't go to the other one. And so you got another smaller group over here of people that just get together to do these events. No big deal. Laos is one of the countries. Yes, there's, I think, 30 something, right, John? 36 countries. He's put a freeze on immigration from 36 countries. Philippines is not one of them, though. Just to clarify, make sure everybody knows that. So this group over here has been doing their thing quietly, minding their business, doing their thing. There's drama involved in there because certain people want to act like the queen bee and, hey, this is mine and look at me, I'm a hero and I'm God and you guys need to bow down and kiss my little tushy. All that bullshit. Typical Filipino shit, right? Typical. So now the Phil-Am group that they call themselves as the official group for this part of the world, they elected new officers, last fall, but they didn't plan to do a Christmas event. So they found out because this other little group that has these parties, they advertise it on Facebook and say, hey, anybody wants to come, here's, you pay like $5 at the door or bring a toy for the kids, whatever, you bring some food. It's one of those type of things. So now the Phil-Am group went, oh, gee, can we partnership with you so that we can take credit for it and claim it's part of the Phil-Am community? So I don't know what they're doing. I don't care. I don't like the drama. I don't like the bullshit. I don't like the scamming, the scheming, the hustling, the scumming. I don't like any of it. So today, Lorelai was like, hey, you sure, the party's only 5 hours. You can't, why can't you just go to the party with me? And I told her point blankly, I said, look, you're lucky that I agreed to drive you to the party and come pick you up after the party. I'm not going to that party. So that's our drama for today. It was a little warm today. Snow melted a little bit. Nice. All right. How much snow did you get all total? I don't understand why there has to be so much drama. I know it's because they're breathing. But I just don't get why there have to be so much damn drama involved. I just don't. It's freaking parties. Take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. All right. My big oven timer went off, which means I can put my muffins. Let's see. I'm supposed to cook them for 15 minutes. That's a bummer. I didn't want to get this big oven all fired up, but I guess I did. So now my next question is, what are you guys up to? What's going on in y'all's world? I know John's getting snow. Patrick, if you're still there, what are you getting? Any bad weather? I know I see on the weather there looks like to be a big Arctic front coming. It's not going to affect me, thankfully, but I see that there is a big one coming. I mean, it's going to be cold, but nothing major. For us, you still got some snow? All right. We haven't had anything but, let me get your opinion. So I got some coconut cream, and we use coconut cream quite a bit. I still got some left, right? Do you think I ought to store it like this or just pour the liquid into my bag? We're going to take a vote. Should I keep it in the can or should I pour the liquid into my bag? Has anybody got an opinion on that? Oh, my wife just sent me a message. I'm busy, wife. I'm going to put it in the bag. I don't like keeping things in the can in the refrigerator. We're going to do this. We're going to suck the air out of it. There we go. And I'll just save this in the fridge. Oh yeah, John, I cook eggs in butter. My wife cooks them in oil. I cook eggs in the butter. Without question. Yeah, I like the eggs way better than oil. I mean, the butter, way better than the oil. I'm not a fan of oil anyway, but the only thing you got to remember is when you cook in butter, you got to go a little bit lower than the egg temperature. Because butter will burn. And we don't want that. I don't like the burnt butter taste. So, let me sit you guys here. Have you guys ever heard the theory about how when you do laundry, your socks go missing? And how you have mixed match socks, right? You guys all know this. Mystery socks. Where do the socks go? We have the same issue, but we have them with containers like this. So we have tons of these containers, and I have about 10 lids that I can't find to fit anything. And I don't understand that. There's only 2 people in this house, by the way, my wife and I. So there's only 2 people that could have done something. All right. So the last couple of weeks, I've been working hard to try to find all the missing containers. Oh, can I show you my new sponge? All right, I'm going to show you a new sponge. So we used to buy just a typical Walmart sponge that had like the green side on it and was yellow here. Been buying those for years. I got tired because they start to stink and I throw them away, right? So it's a waste of money. So I went on and I did some searching and I found these microfiber and a light scrubber. These you just throw in the washing machine and wash. And they come out really nice. These work wonderful. And they were, I think I paid $10 for 6 of them. But if you keep rewashing them, you'll save some money. I was like, it is, John. I mean, I really don't know. And I've asked my wife, why do we have this gigantic pile of lids, but I don't have any containers? Oh, She blames me, says, well, where did you put them? I'm like, what do you mean, where did I put them? I didn't put them anywhere. I think she's giving them away to work. Something. We had Gremlins. I watched Gremlins the other night. Maybe we have Gremlins that come into the house and get them. Pat says you got to cook. Yeah, he cooks the eggs in butter. I think it's the only way. Lorelai likes them fried in oil. I don't like that. I really do. I like them in butter. And I like mine runny. Sunny side up, runny. And what I like to do is I like to take good bread, and I only eat one piece of bread with the egg. So I'll take the bread, I'll put some mayonnaise on it, and then I fry the egg. But I don't, I keep it sunny side up basically, but I fry it on both sides. I just keep it wet in the center. And then I put it in the bread, I fold it like a taco, and I bust the yolk to soak into the bread. Because I really like egg yolk, hot egg yolk. I really like it. Why, I don't know, but I like a hot egg yolk. I really do. If I was smart, I would just use the dishwasher. Let me see how bad our dishwasher is. Oh, maybe I'll just use the dishwasher. It doesn't have hardly anything in it. Nice. Let me put some dishes away. And I put pepper. And I like to sprinkle pepper on my eggs, right at the very end, before I flip it. So I fry it. Right before I flip it and the yolk is still wet and not burst, I put pepper on it, then I flip it. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you something I hate. Come here. You guys come over here with me. So here's our dishes, right? My wife bought these stupid things. So we have to stack the dishes like this, which I absolutely just hate. I can't stand these damn things. But no, it looks trendy, it's cool, it's pretty. No, these are a pain in the ass. Don't tell her I said so, but they suck. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like it like that. Hey, John, what was I wanted to share with us the name of that YouTube channel you gave me last night about a fallen angel or whatever, not a fallen angel. You know what I mean, right? Remember, I got a bunch of stuff going in the oven. Who's that in the house? Professor, hey, do me getty big John, whoop whoop. Do you guys know David Campbell? Professor, I do not. Who is David Campbell? Tell us about him. He passed away on the 11th. David Campbell. David Campbell. You know, sounds familiar. David Campbell. Did he pass away there in the Philippines, John? Ronald? Here, I'm going to walk over here and sit down a second. Oh, wait a second. I got to make sure my cornbread mix don't dry out. It's still okay. Let me go over here and sit down for a second. I got 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on the timer. Passed away on the 11th. Pat says the Campbell family. I think I do. Pat knows them. Wow, the Miss Man came up for air, aka Mr. Staples. Well, he's busy with his hottie, man, Dennis. Ronald has the arm candy. He's busy. He's a busy man playing with his arm candy. No, he was living here with his wife Rose near AC, okay? So he's living in the, do you know what he died from? Just old age or heart failure, or was it like an accident, or what was it? I mean, I'm not being too nosy. Pat says, I remember Rose. Okay, did they have a channel? Oh, he died in Arizona. Okay, back home. Oh man, bummer. The Baconator. Hey, Ronald, and guess what? Dennis offered to pay me $1,000 earlier if I take my shirt off later. And what I'm doing is I'm taking counter bets. If you don't want me to take my shirt off, people have to give me more than that. Or otherwise, you guys are going to get to see some, strokes and diabetes. Holy shit. I've known a lot of diabetics, and diabetes is a horrible way to go, I think. I mean, it's a horrible way to go. You have the high probability of losing limbs, 5K to keep it on, that's right. I don't know why Dennis wants to see me topless, but, hey, what can I say? But yeah, that's sad, Ronald. Did you know him very well? Or just kind of passing there? So, always a bummer. That's one thing that we all have to deal with. We're all kind of getting older. I'm pushing 30, years old. Oh, I got to wrap presents tonight still. Crap. So, I'm pushing 30 years old, meaning I'm getting up in age, and, we find them through Jack. Is Jack even around? I gotta get my crap. I don't have my rag. Is Jack even around these days? And now the bad thing is, I gotta let these cool off. Guys, want to see how pretty they look? Look at that. I know, I'll show you my muffins. My sweet honey coconut milk cornbread muffins. See how pretty they are? Look at that. And you guys think I just talk shit a lot. I'm the real deal, baby. I'm the real deal. Just Dennis says yes. Odd diabetes lost 166 pounds, 106 pounds of stupidity with my wallet. Yes. That's Ed Ronald. I've been subscribed for 2 years on the Campbell Family Channel. Oh, all right. I know that. Okay. Okay, Pat, thank you. I recognize the channel name. I recognize the channel name. Same here, Baconator, but we can do it and it doesn't hurt as much. Yes. A hungry man can do anything. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I got to wrap some presents tonight and clean up the kitchen. Today's Tuesday. So, and I made some biscuit and gravy today, but I've been wanting some cornbread muffins, but I've been wanting them a little sweet. So I got honey cornbread and I put coconut milk instead of cow's milk, or coconut cream versus cow's milk. Yeah, Pat, I recognize it. So, Ronald, how are you doing anyway? We hope you're doing well, my friend. How's the little lady? How's the baby? Dennis has been behaving in your absence. He's actually been pretty good, believe it or not. He really has. I'm shocked. Dennis has been well behaved the last couple of weeks, Ronald. But, I never see Anthony, a Yank in the Philippines, on lives anymore, but he messages me 2 or 3 times a day. But I don't see him. I never see poor old Tony dropping by the live streams, but he sends me messages on a regular basis. But I haven't seen Jack. I don't follow Jack, but I haven't seen Jack. I haven't seen Michael McFarland on the internet in a long time. Still upright, moving, and full time in January with the baby. Outstanding. Well, you're a good guy, and I think that's a good fit for you, right? Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way, everybody in the background. Thank you all for being members. Remember, I do have a very high membership of looks like $100 a month. If you want to see naked pictures of me, you just subscribe to that one. That's when the naked photos come in. So, even bought a, woo! Dennis, did you hear that? Holy smoking butt farts. Holy smoking butt farts. Holy smoking butt farts. Woo! Ronald got a ring. Wow, congratulations. Wow, Dennis, did you hear that? Holy crap and butt farts. I would have never thought that. Is it a promise ring? Or is it a ring? And are you going to consummate the deal? Or are you just going to say, hey, let's pretend we're married? Calm down. Onion rings. I love onion rings. Oh my God, I love a good onion ring. Okay, good, Dennis says. I really do like a good onion ring. And a real onion ring. I like a good onion ring. I like Whataburger's onion rings. I think they have good onion rings. Everybody else has like imitation onion rings. Dennis, does she know you're still a virgin? That's a good question, Dennis. Are you sure she wants the ring? Oh, she would be lucky to have Ronald, Dennis, you know it. Yes, of course, she knows. She knows. I'm waiting until marriage. Maybe she should be the one giving Ronald the ring. I think that's probably the way it is. She should be bringing the ring to Ronald. Outstanding. Outstanding. It's been hard lately to even, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world with the Filipinos. I don't know. There seems to be some kind of paradigm shift going on. And I don't understand it. And maybe I'm not meant to. But there seems to be a paradigm shift in their culture and the way they are, how they're behaving, what they're wanting or not wanting. So it's kind of interesting. So quite kind of interesting. Oh man, Ronald, you'll be shocked. Lorelai got her favorite gift for Christmas. My God, now I'm broke. I'm gonna have to go get a job and work and to pay for it. But she finally got her dream. She's gonna open it up later, whenever Christmas is. What day is it? What do we got? About 14 days to Christmas or something like that. So GTR says hello by pushing the little button versus typing any words. Come on, don't push the button. Type the words. Double tap the screen to say thumbs up. My wife is very excited about the uh, the Christmas gift. And then, well, maybe they're getting tired of old guys. You know what I mean? I really do think, to be honest, I think they're starting to think their V card has so much power that it's unbelievable. I think they're getting big heads from their V card. I really do. I think they're, I look around and go, GTR says, do you remember me? Of course I remember you. How are you? How are things? Yeah, that or just flash the wallet. And now they're wanting the bigger wallet. So I guess before, I really do look at this. I've been around this since I was 16 years old. I really look at the fact now, before they would take any wallet. If you had a wallet, they would, hey, sign up, right? But now it's like, no, how much is in your wallet? And do you have any gold cards? You know? Your name was Bryson. It's not anymore. Did you change your name? What did you change it to? Bryson's a good name. You should keep it. I mean, you don't have to, but there's nothing wrong with Bryson. That's a perfectly fine name. You know? Everybody said hello to GTR or Bryson. So, that's kind of what I mean. I hear that even with girls in the United States now. Um, well, and that's it. The real trick is if you can keep the cash flowing. And that's, I guess, from a perspective, the kind of the disturbing part. But maybe we should know that, right? I guess. I don't know. But I just see a shift in any wallet to having a big wallet. GTR is a car. Is it? What kind of car is it? GTR? GTR Grand National? It's not a Pontiac, right? That's a GTO. Maybe it's one of those Japanese cars or something like that. Probably a street racing car, right? But I agree with you. And I think keeping the cat, and maybe it's the fact of they, it's almost like, look, you better keep the cash flowing. I don't really need to do, compared to what their aunties did 40 years ago. I'm not going to behave like my auntie and you should have more money and give me more money now. So I'm not going to be as good as my other generation of Filipinas was as wives. So I'm not going to be that good, but I want more money for it. GTR is a Porsche. I like the Porsche. I like the convertible. I looked at buying one the other day. Dennis luckily gave me his American Express credit card number. So I called up the Porsche dealership and tried to order one, but they wouldn't take my order over the phone. So I didn't get to order the convertible. It was only 173,000. The one I picked out was 173, but they said, no, if you can't prove that's your number, then they didn't take it. So Ozzy's in the house. How are you, Ozzy? Good to see you, my friend. Everybody said hello to Ozzy. Hello, I have an orange SVJ. I don't even know what that is. I got to admit, I don't know the Porsches. I just know I like the convertible, and the one I priced was $173,000. But Dennis's credit card didn't go through. Ozzy said hello to everybody. Now, I don't want to drive the Porsche. It's too low to the ground. I just think they're cool looking. If you could jack it up about 8 or 10 inches off the ground, so it's easy to get in and out of for us old people, maybe. So, Ozzy, what's going on in your part of the world? Oh, it's a Lambo. Yeah, supercars really aren't my thing. I'm an old American guy. I prefer classics. I like classic cars more than anything. I really do. I'm more of hey, I want it to look like it did coming out of the factory. And now I will admit that I'm a really big fan of a company that takes brand new Ford Broncos and they make them look like antique Broncos. That's awesome. So, but that's what I think about the Filipinos. It seems like I don't know. Ken's in the house. Ken says he's running late tonight. Well, Ken, I wouldn't run, man. You're not a spring chicken anymore. Maybe walk late. GTR says, I'm at the ER. You mean the emergency room or the ER? You guys remember the Budweiser commercials with the frogs? Why are you at the ER? Be right back. All right. They know under 35 they still are viable, so they can pass 35 and they will stop. Yeah, it may be. Really. I've said all along, Ronald, and you guys have all heard this. Filipino women naturally know how to make men lose their minds when it comes to the bedroom. They just do. So, but they think that value has gone up tremendously with this last generation, they think. A whole lot of nothing going on. Ozzy says, here in New Hampshire, it's cold, going to be warmer by the end of the week. I thought you guys are getting another big cold front coming through. So, but you're right. Once they get 35-ish and they start realizing, oh, crap, I should have hooked somebody when I was a lot younger. That would have gave me a nice life versus, trying to play the V card and getting, a Bill Gates. Because I tell these young girls that Lorelai and I talk to all the time, look, what do you bring to the table? Your V card isn't enough. Having a good V card is not enough to bring to the table. It's nice, but it's just not enough. GTR says, I'm in the emergency room. What are you doing in the emergency room? Did you crash your Lambo? Were you like that Jack Dortree kid who was texting and driving and hot rodding and crashed his blue car? Or are you visiting the ER? Yeah, it's not supposed to be too bad here. Oh, it's going to be up in the 60s. That's nice. But I thought you guys were, because I saw the weather today. I thought there was another big Arctic front coming through. That was going to come through northern Missouri, over into even Kentucky and the Carolinas and all the way. It fell off of the dirt bike. All right. Do we need to do a fundraiser and try to get you some training wheels for your dirt bike? I'm just teasing you. But hey, maybe we can do a fundraiser for some training wheels. Ken says, Ozzy, I think I got the right bot issue fixed. Sorry about that last night. It happened. Ken, what did you do? What kind of trouble did you cause with your Nightbot or your robot or whatever it is? Nightbot. I don't really use the, is it Nightbot? I don't really use it. I did a few times and went, yeah, okay, I get it, but I just kind of got bored and wasn't really my thing. Ozzy Ken says, okie dokie. I don't know what you're talking about, but I believe you. It's okay. Someday I'll come over to the panel one of these, maybe this week sometime we can work it out or over the weekend. I'll come over to the panel and join you, Ken. I was up on MJ's earlier the other day. I had to straighten him out, I had to keep him on the straight and narrow. I had to keep him focused. GTR says, I'm about to take a fat nap. Maybe they're going to give you some drugs. Is that kind of what you're saying? Wasn't it you that put like 9 emojis in the chat and was timed out? Oh, yeah, I don't think Ozzy would do that. I mean, that's really not his writing style, but maybe. You're just old and forgetful like the rest of these guys in the chat. Remember, I'm only 30. My money's on the old. No, I'm tired. Oh, all right, you're just tired? Well, why were you out riding a dirt bike if you're tired? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that was your channel. Oh, man. So, I wonder if my muffins have cooled down enough that I can get the other ones in the oven. Yeah, I don't know. Priceless. Oh, that was your channel. Yes, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I never really got into Nightbot. I mean, I used it a little bit and said, yeah, all right, I get it, but it just seemed like a lot of work to set it up. And I'm kind of lazy, so I didn't really, want to put any effort into things. Sorry. I guess it comes down to this. You guys just aren't worth my effort to put into Nightbot, Just easier not to use it. But I do have it. I just don't use it. I'm going to do a StreamYard one of these days and let you guys come up in the panel, but I'll figure that out down the road. Maybe I'll plan ahead and get that one organized. So maybe we'll do a later one, maybe after 10 or so. So yeah, I'm cooking muffins tonight, cleaning up the kitchen. I got some presents to wrap. The weird thing is they're my presents. Apparently my wife bought me something I don't really need or want. So I have to wrap my own present tonight is part of what I'm doing. And I'm making some cornbread muffins. Wrapping presents and making cornbread muffins. And then today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Other than that, I don't have a lot going on this week. It's a mellow week for me. It's pretty boring week. Lorelai's got all the house decorated. I didn't have, I got to fix her belt today. The other thing I got to do. We got to get to work. Come on, let's get to work. We got to get some work done, guys. Because I got to fix Lorelai's belt that she's going to wear Saturday night or Saturday for her Christmas party. She's got a brand new outfit. And she has this really cute designer belt she wants to wear. But it's too big, so I need to cut some holes in it or drill some holes. So I need to get that done too. I promised her. Cornbread muffins. Ozzy says, I guess I don't know what Nightbot is. I thought I ran into a moderator that had beef with me. Doggy's in the house. How are you, doggy? Well, that's kind of what Nightbot is. It's an electronic moderator. It's a computerized moderator that doesn't like any of us. So its primary function, I think, is to yell at us and say, hey, you people suck. Quit doing A, B, and C. Everybody say hello to Doggy. Doggy, how are you feeling, man? I heard you were under the weather. Had to do some time in the good old medical jail. Hope you're feeling better. Perfect cornbread muffin. You see? I know you guys all think I'm full of shit, right? But look, that's a perfect cornbread muffin. Shit. Now you just made me crack one. Nightbot gotcha. Yeah, Nightbot's not a friendly person. You know. Everybody said hello to Dougie. Dougie said, I just left the ER. Well, I thought you were had an operation or something and you were recovering. Did you have to go back to the emergency room? I'll tell you, I'm one person who spent a lot of time in an emergency room. So I understand that. So we're going to be nosy, Doggy, and ask you what happened. We expect you to give us all the details, all the gory details, and how you're feeling now. And if you learned anything from it. Shockingly, I need to do a video about that. Shockingly, I've learned a lot about being sickly. I was there for like 4 hours, junking my chain and shy. Well, I don't know what that means. Can anybody interpret for Doggy? I'm telling you, may not believe me, but substituting coconut cream, not milk, but cream for dairy milk works very, very well. And I mean very well. All right, let's go back over here. All right. Keeping you there longer than you wanted. They always do. Ken saying, how in the world is your image being shown on the fridge? Well, Ken, I'm going to explain it to you like this. You probably don't realize this, but I'm one of the most famous YouTubers on the planet. So much so that even my refrigerator wants to see me, wants to be a part of this. They want to be, the refrigerator itself says, man, I want to be a part of it. So there it is, right there. It's a TV, a computer built into the refrigerator. So the refrigerator has internet, it has a TV, you can watch TV on it. Search the internet. It has all kinds of apps for different things that you can do. You can do inventory your refrigerator. You can look into the refrigerator and see what's in there, which we don't ever do because we know what's in the refrigerator. So that's what it is. I said, yeppers, emergency rooms are the worst, man. They suck. But I'll tell you the secret I've learned, not intentionally, but when you go to the emergency room with heart problems, or heart struggles, man, they get you in right away. I thought my pancreas popped, but no. Okay, that's good news. That's really good news. GTR says, hey, I just woke up and realized that I wanted to come back to the greatest live stream in the entire YouTube universe. Well, thank you for doing that, and thank you for saying all those kind words about me. It's very nice of you, GTR. It does, but I don't like her. So we don't use Alexa in this house. Now, if they would have, what they should have did with Alexa is allowed us to change the name. Because what I wanted to do, because we have a couple of Alexa devices and Google devices, And I really don't know how they all work. It's Lorelai's thing, but mainly it's something we wasted money on. But what I wanted to do when we got Alexa, I wanted to change the name to computer. So I could say, computer, Star Trek reference, computer, you know. So, but it does, but I don't like her. And when we had a couple of other Bluetooth, like a radio speaker thing, that was Alexa. It's in my closet now. That every time a TV commercial came on for Alexa, it would come on. Because the TV would say Alexa, and Alexa would say, woo, what would you like? You know, I'm like, shut the hell up is what I'd like for you to like. Yeah, good man, don't try. Yeah, and now we have to worry about Siri, because we have the iPhones and, but we have Google other stuff, but I don't know. I don't do Alexa. I don't like that. I mean, I really don't like Lorelai gets mad at me because we have one of those Google doorbells that goes with the TV, and it pops up on another Google Nest thing, and it shows up on our phones. So the doorbell rings. I just get up and go answer the door. She's like, no, you need to look at it and see who it is first. I'm like, you still got to go answer the door. We're here. TTR says, so I broke my leg. Oh, wow. I've broken my leg before. That's not very nice, Ozzy. Ozzy says, ouch. TTR, ouch, ouch, ouch. Man. So now that you've broken your leg, you're not going to be able to drive your car. You're not going to ride your motorcycle. Your girlfriend's going to dump you because you're no fun anymore. So see what you did? You just destroyed your whole life. Unless you got one of those girlfriends who want to be like a nurse. And if your girlfriend dumps you because your leg's broken, go get one of the other girls that want to be a nurse, and she can pretend to be your nurse. And then you're back in the saddle and you're having a good time again. Ken says, I disabled Siri. Yeah, the weird thing, the only thing I use it for is to set an alarm. When we got to get up early or something, I set an alarm on it. That's the only thing I use it for. Because I don't know how to set the alarm manually on the iPhone. It's one thing, I can do most everything else. I don't know how to set an alarm. So I tell the phone to do it. I have plates and screws in my right leg, Ozzy says. Ouch. My girl is right next to me. How do you know? You're on drugs. Maybe it's some other girl. You've probably been shot up with painkillers. You sure it's not the nurse who just happens to be there? You may be under the influence by now. You may not. So what does your girl think of you breaking your leg? Is she sitting there laughing at you like, I told you, you ride that dirt bike, you're going to kill yourself? Or is she the other type of girl going, oh, baby, I love you so much. I'm so sorry your leg broken. Let me wipe your brow. Which type of girlfriend is she? I don't want Tim says Siri or Alexa to do any damn thing. That's right. Same with me and AI, one alarm and weather. Yes. So I don't even ask it what the weather is. I can just pull up the weather app. I know how to do that. I literally just can't figure out how to turn the damn alarm on. I can't. So that's the only thing I use it for, because I like to set the alarm for certain times to make sure Lorelai gets up. GTR says, oh no, that girlfriend was on the back of the motorcycle with me. Is she injured? Let me first ask, before I make fun, is your girlfriend safe or is she injured? What's going on with the girlfriend health-wise? And then we're going to make fun of you for crashing and hurting your girlfriend. Yeah, I have a weather app. I just look at that and I'm good. Other than that, I don't know. The young folk like the technology. They like the technology doing things for them. They like AI rewriting everything. What happened to the day when you would pull out a dictionary or a thesaurus and look at it and go, I'm trying to convey this, so I want to go through here and I want to see the synonyms for this. I want to see this, the antonyms. I want to see the different variations of this word and structure. What happened to those days? Now all we do is, hey, AI, can you write my report for me? Kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed in us. Ozzy says, Ken, I agree with you. I'm disappointed, you know. Copy and paste is one of the greatest things a computer ever introduced. Copy and paste. No, just brushed. I saved her first before me. That's good. All right. All right. So at least we acknowledge the fact that you sacrificed yourself so the girlfriend didn't get hurt. That's going to get you a lot of brownie points with the girlfriend. Now, it may not get you any brownie points with her dad once her dad realizes it, or her uncle, or her brother, or her mom. When somebody in the family realizes that you were reckless and you almost hurt their poor, precious baby, But for now, your girlfriend is going to think, wow, he's a hero. He sacrificed his leg so I wouldn't be injured. That's a good thing. You get a lot of mileage out of that one. I mean, a lot of mileage out of that. My goodness, you're a lucky man. Lucky man. But I guess AI has its roles. I don't know. I don't know. We just got to be careful that it doesn't become like the Terminator, where we let AI take over and it builds a weapon, right? You know what it did in AI? Yeah, Skylink or something, remember? And it took over the planet and it made robots eat us and kill us and burn us to hell. So we just, I do think it's important, and I don't really care if robots come and kill us personally, but I think what they better do is be very careful about using AI when it comes to the financial world. Pat's in the house says, I am back in the house. Hi, Pat. Thank you for coming back. So I don't want AI to manage or to be the end-all be-all when it comes to the financial system in the world. I don't want that. So GTR is saying, I had only one helmet, which is stupid when you're going to ride two people, but you gave it to the girlfriend, which is a good thing. Very smart thing, by the way, to be honest. Just smart. But look, you can afford a second helmet, okay? You can afford, if you can afford a dirt bike, you can afford a second helmet, okay? So when you get out of the hospital and your leg is healed up, you need to go and get a second helmet, all right? And you can get one designed just for her if you really like her. And if you think you're going to be dating her for a long time, let her get a helmet that represents her and who she is. That's her helmet. And then you can wear your helmet. But come on, you can afford two helmets, I'm just telling you. She came at the last minute. All right, it sounds like an excuse, but whatever. Women always come at the last minute, by the way. You keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally, you're like, oh, thank God. Hell, I've been doing this for a fucking hour, So, at least you came, right? I guess that's a good thing. Just saying. Yeah. You got that message, Ozzy? My signal is going out, Pat says. Pat says he is having signal issues. So Pat is having women trouble, signal issues, right? Isn't that the same thing? Not understand the signals that the women are sending you. I mean, I don't know. I did. You got that, Ozzy? Yeah. I didn't know if anybody else would pick that one up. I couldn't help myself. It was too easy, right? It was just too right there. Low-hanging fruit, right off the tree, pluck, I know if Ronald and Dennis would have been here, they would have loved that one. So they would have really loved that one. They would have said something about arm candy, that. My signal is going out. No, keep it going, Pat. Don't let your signal go out. You got to keep that flame burning, Keep the flame burning. I'm waiting for my other little 4 muffins to cook, guys. That timer for 15 minutes. Feels like it's going on forever. Then I got to wrap presents, fix her belt. I got to drill. What I'm going to do to her, I'll show you later, but I got to fix her belt. I got to add like 3 belt loops, not belt holes. What do you want to call them? And I don't have a hole punch, so I'm going to use a drill. I was and she came without a helmet. On my way getting her a helmet. All right. Helmets are really good. Helmets, you old guys will recognize this. Helmets are very valuable for the safety, right? They are one of the best protective pieces of equipment you can ever have is a helmet. It can save you thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars and at least 18 or more years of your life. So having a helmet is one of the best safety precaution measures you can have. Best protection there is, having a helmet. So I encourage all of you to go get helmets. That's my signal's going out again. He's going in and out. Pat, is your signal going in and out, in and out? Is that what's happening? It's kind of what it seems like. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If nobody gave thumbs up yet, please do that. So, but, ow. I don't know if Ozzy caught that last one too. Ken, you get the message on that one too? Big John's in the house. Why do some Filipino wraps their feet in mosquito netting to sleep? Well, John, I would assume so their feet wouldn't get mosquito bit. I mean, is it the obvious answer or something else, Big John? Bike helmet or motorcycle helmet? Neither. Neither, John. Neither. It's going to give you 18 years of freedom if you don't wear it. I did, yes. Ozzy did too. Good, see? I knew you old guys would get it. I don't know. Why do they wrap their feet with with mosquito netting? I don't know why they wrap their feet. I mean, I've slept under mosquito netting before. Oh, I gotta get my thingies. John, you almost distracted me. There we go. The last 4 beautiful muffins. That's it. You guys can drool. It's okay. I don't mind you drooling. There we go. I don't mind you drooling. I thought I heard something. Maybe not. I bought some Christmas candy the other day, but I ate it all. Just saying. Under their blankets. I don't know, John. I really don't know. Got a joke now. You got the joke, doggy, did you? All right, good. I'm glad you're catching up with this. We're going to make you wise before you know it. Sorry. Look delicious, yes. She just asked why I saved. Well, that was a slip. I thought he said, she just asked why I shaved her first. All right, well, he saved her first. And I said, she's more important to me than me. All right. See, that's good. It's a good thing to tell her. That's good. You're going to score big brownie points. I have been busy with stuffing little red envelopes. Boy, I don't know. John, I want to know the answer to the mosquito netting thing. Did I miss the chat, John? John was asking, why do Filipinos wrap their feet under the blanket with mosquito netting? And I don't know. I've never seen him do that, but I've slept under mosquito netting. Now I'm curious. Well, Tim must like little red envelopes. Tim, I don't have any. We're getting off into the ditch. All of my envelopes are really big. That's all I can say. You know, we don't have any little ones. I never asked my wife's friend, well, I know, all right. Well, I would like to know, John, can you ask someday in the future? Can you get a chance and ask? Because now I'm really, really curious. If it's only your feet, right, versus like the canopy of the bed, I'm really curious about that one. I have to ask Lorelai if she knows about it. You've seen it a couple. Oh, so you've been watching women sleep, have you, John? All right. So now we understand, John. John's been watching Filipinas sleep. I get you. GTR says, man, I was in a motorcycle group, a dirt bike group. We were out dirt biking with our women folk, showing off, making them feel us all manly. We were having a good time, popping wheelies, dumping little whoopie-doos. I used to ride motorcycles, but I always rode cruisers because I'm kind of a low, slow guy. But I get it, man. We used to ride in a large group of people too. I always hated it. I always hated riding motorcycles with a large group. And you want to know why? Because there are so many smokers in the group that we had to stop every 30 freaking minutes. We'd be on a ride going through the Ozarks, to the Pig Trail, all these beautiful places, and they got to stop every 30 minutes and smoke. I'm like, Jesus Christ, people. So we ride for 30 minutes, we stop for 20. Ride for 30, stop. Well, we're never going to get anywhere. But riding dirt bikes and things in groups is a good thing. What about the rest of the body? Don't they ride? Well, right. That's where I was going with that, Tim. I don't know why they would do the feet. I don't like my feet covered at night. So when I sleep, my feet poke out. So I guess maybe that's why. Doggy, I had a sport bike. I want another because I am bored. Well, that's a good reason. Yeah, let me get another motorcycle because I'm bored. Well, yeah, that's all right. You can always get a girlfriend. Girlfriends won't let you be bored because they'll drive you crazy. You won't have time to be bored. But yeah, finding a hobby, doggy, is a good thing. It helps you. Helps you. My dog is snoring. You guys can't hear her, and she's laying over there on the floor just. I can hear her from here. We don't smoke. Well, nobody said you were smoking. Oh, I know. Okay, I said about smoking. Yeah, well, these are old guys. A lot of them were educators and professional people. And so every 30 minutes they had to stop and take a smoke break. But that's good. You shouldn't be smoking. Don't smoke. Smoking's bad for you. If you haven't started, don't start. It's really bad for you. I've never smoked in my life. Well, doggy, so you wish you had a girlfriend that drive you crazy? Well, they're not hard to find if you know how to approach women, if you know how to respect women and go after women. And if you like women, doggy, here's my question to you. Do you like women? And if you do, well, one, that's your question. My question is, do you like women? If you do, then you need to show that you like women. Hey, DB, good to see you, Pat says. Pat says, we're glad you're doing better. Hello, Patrick. Some foreigner died a couple of days ago on his motorcycle in the Philippines. He hit a dog. Damn. Ronald was telling us somebody else passed away in the Philippines, John. Pat, who was the gentleman Ronald mentioned that died from sickness? The channel, Pat, I know you remember. My memory, my short-term memory is really screwed up from my coma. So, Pat, I don't remember what we talked about literally 10 minutes ago. The Campbell Family Channel, John says, I wonder who the expat was that died in the Philippines on the motorcycle, though. I quit smoking in 2016. Congratulations. That's really good. Walmart got a lot of women. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And kind of the bottom of the barrel, but there's a lot of women at Walmart. Just saying. And, I wouldn't go shopping for women at Walmart. That's for damn sure. But I would say, now, I will say this. If you got a Walmart that's close to a college campus, different story. So go to a Walmart that has a college campus right by it. A lot of the girls are part-time or full-time students and part-time workers. Campbell Family Channel, yes, baby R's. Doggy says, babies are US. I don't know what you mean by that, Doggy. I'm a little slow-minded. You're going to have to help me out with that one. Scratching Walmart off my list of women shopping. Check. I wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. I'd find somewhere else. Pat says, yes, sir. I watch Campbell. Okay, so John knew that channel, Pat. I recognize the name, but I can't place what they were doing, to be honest. But I do recognize the name. So I'll try to go to find their channel later and send my condolences. So maybe we can all go to their channel and send Rose, I think was her name, our condolences. Yes. So, and to be honest, as I told one of our new friends the other night, I hope I didn't scare her away, but one of our new friends that came in the other night, I told her, I said, to be honest, because we were talking about where the good men are, and I told her that good men are hiding because American women suck. So to be honest, in this day and age, I wouldn't date an American woman. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't waste my time on an American woman. Baby R Us is like, oh, like Toys R Us. All right. Babies. So maybe you should say babes are like are us. Babes. Because babies make me think of like, babies like, ah, you know, ah, shit. Fine. My wife's always been, my wife's watching. You guys all behave. She's in the background spying on you guys. But for single moms, maybe. I just, I don't know why anybody would want to date a traditional, typical American modern woman. I wouldn't waste my time, my money, or my effort. Her name was Rose. That's right, Pat says. Good. My wife's complaining. We got a big rain. No, it was in the house last year. My wife just messaged me. She's like, we need to get the reindeer out of the attic, tomorrow so we can display it. Like, oh, it's been in the attic for 2 years. No, it was out last year, Lorelai. If you're listening in the background, remember you stuck it in front of the fireplace and I kept tripping over it last year. Man, Filipinas cause more trouble than you can imagine. But yeah, if you want a woman, you got to act like you like women. You got to make them comfortable around you. You can't scare them off. You can't be harsh. So, because women don't like that. Women don't like men that come across harsh. They don't like them to come across perverted in the beginning. There's a lot of things you can do not to scare women away. And a lot of that is truly be polite. Don't be over aggressively. Don't start immediately trying to grope them, whether it's electronic groping or physically groping. You got to take your time a little bit and be respectful. That's right, Brother David. Yes, Pat agrees with me. So, and look, I've counseled a lot of young men on this behavior over the years. In the beginning, in the beginning. Now, later, different story. But in the beginning, you got to pretend you like them, that you're a good guy, that you're nice, that you're not just some creep hitting on them. I'm just saying. It's okay in the beginning. Later on, you can show your true self. But no. Because you got to ask yourself, if you were in their shoes, how would your behavior make you feel if you were in their shoes? Would you like it if you're like, hey, baby, I saw you on the live stream. Woo! Gonna get me some of you. Woo! So. But after you get married, it doesn't matter. And then you can do whatever the hell you want, right? So, but you got to get to that point. You got to give them a reason to marry you. You got to sucker them in. But you got to get the good ones and sucker them in. And then you can be really who you are. So, I hate to be the party pooper, but I am tired, Ozzy says. This because you're old. No. And I need my beauties. Yes, you better get a lot of it. Jester's Journey. There you are. Good to see you, Jester's Journey. How are you? Everybody say hello to Jester's. Ozzy, we appreciate you as always, my friend. It's good to see you. I hope you keep doing well, my friend. Everybody say hello to Jester's Journey. He's in the, I think you're in the Philippines, right? So Pat says, laugh, laugh, laugh at all of you funny people. I am not, Doggy says, as assaulting women and being a perv. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? What do the women think? That's the question. What do the women think? Mac Daddy will take her to McDonald's. There you go. Big John says, take her to McDonald's. I'm heading to my live stream at 10. All right, Ken, appreciate you. Shout out to you, buddy. Pat, hello, Jesters. Yes, John. Pat, did you get my corn? Oh, I did. I got the cornbread out of the oven. They're all done. They're cooling off now. I'm going to bag them up a little bit later and save them. Yeah, and that's your problem. If you talk to them like a pimp, you're never going to get anywhere. Jester, no, I'm in the U.S. until July. Okay, I couldn't remember because I'm old. Good to see y'all all. Ozzy says, good night, everybody. What's the woman think, doggy boy? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're serious or not, but to be honest, doggy, I don't know if you're serious. But if you are talking to him like you're a pimp, then you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. You're never going to find happiness because you can't treat women like whores. You can't do it. Now, what they want is to be treated like a princess in public, and then in the bedroom, the old saying is, you want a princess in public and a whore in the bedroom, right? But you can't treat them like a whore in public. It ain't gonna work. Just not gonna work. They don't like foul language in the beginning. They don't like crude language. You got to remember, women are more civilized than us men. Women are smarter than us men. So, Jester, what part of the Philippines are you headed to in July? Can I ask? I couldn't remember because I watched some of your channel today, by the way, but I couldn't remember which part of the Philippines you're going to be off to. That is not going to work for Shu. Dumagetti, women are soft. They are soft, right, John? So they are soft and they wanted to be treated like soft. They do. And I'm going to give you, and I know this is kind of a weird, remember I taught college for 25 years. And I had a lot of student workers, a lot of international ones from all over the world, but a lot of American ones too. And I had one that was an older girl from England. She married a guy from Walmart security division. But she asked me one day, she's like, why do men like watching lesbians, but men don't like watching two men? And I'm like, well, I could explain that to you. I knew the answer right away. And John hit the nail on the head. Two women are soft. Men are hard and rough. People don't like to watch sandpaper against each other. They like to watch smooth things. They like to be touched with smoothness, not roughness. So two men together is gross because and two women are soft, so they're not. Pat says they want love and a future good husband. Yes. So it's not like I'm a virgin. I'm like 31 years old. All right. Well, I didn't say you were a virgin. You're the one brought that. I didn't say anything. I'm just telling you my advice. I give free advice no matter people want it or not. But if you want to be married, you got to play the game. You got to learn this. Tim says, if you treat women like a whore, they will be a whore. Women don't want to be called a whore. They don't. So Jester says, well, I guess I'm going to Manila, but then just broke up with 2-year Filipinas, and now I'm starting over thinking about Bohol. Go to Cebu. Cebu has the best beautiful women. My wife's from there. She's the most beautiful Filipina. if you ever come out of the Philippines, so I'm just saying that's probably the best place to go, Cebu. And it's safe and easy. Tim, right on, I'd agree. Cebu's a lot better, Pat says, yes. So, you get, one thing I tell people is, and this is about anything, you get out of life what you put into life. You get out of a relationship whatever you put into a relationship. Period. It's the positive equals positive, negative equals negative. If you're negative towards a woman, it's going to be negative to you. It's not going to work. Positive gets you positive results. Negativity doesn't get you good results. Tim, free advice. Nobody said that would be good advice. That's right, Tim. Yeah, it's free, but it may not be good. And it definitely may not be wanted, but, since it's free, why not, right? It's kind of like getting a free cupcake, or a free Hostess Twinkie or a Christmas. Ooh, they got the Christmas trees out, the Little Debbie's Christmas trees out. But that's my thought, If you want a good woman, you got to be good, If you want a crack whore, then, just act like a crack whore yourself. It's, it's just the way it is. Or at least that's my thought. I don't know what anybody else thinks. But doggy, if you really want a woman, that's what you got to do. That's my advice. And since I'm old, I know what I'm talking about. Remember, I'm 30 this year. I just turned 30. It means I've been around the block once or twice. And never act desperate. I agree. Tim, that's great advice. And this is in anything. Don't act desperate when it comes to buying a car. When you go to the car dealership, or to buy a house, or to get a job, or to date a girl. Acting desperate or being desperate does not get you good results. And where I go back to this is, remember I just said, a negative activity equals a negative result. Desperation is a negative word, right? That's what it is. It's a negative connotation word. That's going to get you a negative result. So, you might want to be desperate for water if you're out in the desert, which is okay. Well, Doggy says, it's my character defect. Well, then shame on you, Doggy. I'll just point blankly tell you, and I don't care if you like it or not, if you're verbally abusive, then I'm going to tell you you're a piece of shit. Don't be verbally abusive. It's not right. It's unbecoming to you, and it makes you look like a piece of crap. Because real men don't verbally abuse women or other people. We don't need to do that. Real men can stand on their own 2 feet. And I know this may hurt your feelings and it may piss you off, but if you're truly a verbally abusive guy, then you're a piece of shit. And I'm going to have to tell you, you're also a coward. So, unacceptable. Do not do that. If you have a psychological issue with that, then I advise you to get great help with that. Because you can't do that. You just can't. Nobody wants it. Everybody wants a happy environment. Why would they put up with somebody who's verbally abusive to them? That's wrong. That's a negative. It's just bad. So maybe I offended you, but I want you to understand this from an old guy who's been around the block many times, and I actually have a very, very, very broad life experience. Do not, and listen to me, from a man's point of view who's married, who's protected women off and on all my life because I was a teacher, do not be abusive to women. That's unbecoming to you as a man. It makes you less of a man when we do that. When we verbally abuse, that just shows our flaws. That's what that does. So, I don't know, maybe that was a little too harsh for you guys, but that's the way it is. Tim says, women can smell desperation. They can. They can. Look, there's been times that, way before I ever met my wife. I mean, now remember, I've never ever, the rule of here's the deal. When it comes to my wife, Lorelei, he's probably spying us in the background. Before I met Lorelei, I never knew women even existed. Never even seen one in my life. But let's pretend that when I was much younger, correct. Desperation doesn't work. On either side, the women coming to the man or the man coming to the woman. John says it's not a defect, it's who you are. All right. Well, then you're going to be alone, right, John? But it's not, I'm trying to change. It's not like I'm popping her. Well, no, but look, I'm going to tell you this. I'll tell you, and you may not like this. It is a character flaw, John. But character flaws can be corrected. Look, some of us older guys have been raised by parents that had a lot of flaws. And we made the choice not to follow in those footsteps. We can make the choice whether we're going to be a drug addict. We can make the choice whether we're going to be an alcoholic. We can choose whether we're going to punch somebody in the face or not. We can choose what comes out of our mouths. We can choose that. And to say that we can't, or to go, oh, well, it's just who I am, no. But here's what the other thing I'll follow up, Don and everybody else listening, is it's a gateway. If you're verbally abusive, you're 1 second from being physically abusive. Now, I know you don't know, I would never hit a woman in my life. Yeah, I'm going to have to call bullshit on that. History proves this. Sociology proves that men and women who are emotionally, verbally abusive will become physically abusive in a certain situation. I'm trying to change. Okay, good. I'm not really affected by your remarks. I already know it's bad and I ponder it before. Good. Outstanding. Now you're getting reinforcement then. So what we're doing as a group is we're trying to give you positive reinforcement to change your ways. Because it's up to you whether you want to be happy or not. And it really is. I mean, if you think this, and it is a character flaw, if you think it's a character flaw, if you think it's a problem, which it is, trust my words, then you can change it or you can not change it and be miserable the rest of your life. Because what I'll say, what if you got lucky and did get somebody, got a great girl, right? And she falls for you, so she's going to tolerate you being verbally abusive. But why would you want to be that way? Why would you want to do that? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to back all the way up into your life. And I want you to go back and figure out who was verbally abusive to you. Because that's how this starts. So at some point in time in your life, as a kid or a young man, somebody was this way to you. You need to recognize that, understand that, and understand that it was not okay for that person to do that. And I've gone through this. I've done this. I've been there, done that. You need to recognize who did this and that it was not appropriate for them to do. And I'm not saying forgive them or any of that shit. I'm saying you got to recognize it and own that it's not good. And once you understand where the origins come from, you'll be able to move from it, to move past it. Okay? Doggy says, my brother Jim, so I hope you're not saying, well, my brother Jim does it, so it's okay for me to do it. Well, it's not okay. Just because other people do it doesn't mean it is okay, right? Just because somebody pokes people in the eyeballs doesn't mean it's okay. Because you rob a bank, or Billy robs a bank, it doesn't make it okay. And what we have to do as men, and I preach a lot of this about us men, us men have to rise above and be better than our raising. We have to say, I recognize my brother is abusive. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to dedicate and make a point not to be verbally abusive, not to be physically abusive. I am going to stop this. The power is within me. Otherwise, you're giving up your power, and you have no power, and that's kind of just being a pussy. To say that you have no power over your own actions, that's a cop-out. If you're not in control of yourself, you will be in trouble. Yeah, you got to be able to control yourself, right? You really do. Pat says, you're right on, John. Pat agrees with me. Thank you, Pat, for that. Maybe I'm getting off the rails and getting a little preachy, but I've done this conversation with other men before, young men, and I've done this with older men. And it's just not acceptable. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? If you can stop it, why would you do it? Why would you want to be miserable? Because what woman wants to be with a guy who's verbally abusive? There's too many other men out there that are not verbally abusive. So they would want to go with that. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. You got a wallet, but the girls are going to go one with the nicest wallet, right? So they're sizing us up as men just as much as we size them up. We look at, now it's different. We look at their boobs, their face, their legs, their butt. You know, that's our measurement. Oh yeah. And then if they're not batshit crazy, we're like, yeah, all right, this is okay. But they look at things differently. And how you behave is important to them versus not as much about how you look. We focus on looks, they focus on behavior. If you're a good guy, you can get anybody, right? I've seen so many ugly dudes, guys, hook up with really hot chicks because they're good guys. They're decent human beings. They're confident in themselves. So that's an attractive thing, being confident. But being a good guy is something that tells the good-looking girl, hey, yeah, all right, I can check out his wallet. Well, maybe Pat says, yes, yeah. Doggy says, should have never admitted it. Well, it's good that you did. It's kind of like being an alcoholic. Once you admit that you're an alcoholic, you can do something about it. Now, I'm not trying to beat you up, but you're going to find, and everybody knows that have known me forever, I talk straight. I say what I say, I mean what I say, and I don't mince words. I'm a very straightforward and honest person, period. And so when something comes up, I'm going to lay down what I believe. Just am. That's just kind of what I do. Well, you should not take it on the chin. You should take it to the heart. I don't want you to take it on the chin. That's stupid. I want you to take it to your heart. I want you to open up your heart. I want you to open up your heart and go, I need to listen to people that have been there, that have done that are maybe older, wiser, definitely better looking. I need to find role models in my life for where I want to be. If I want to be in a happy marriage, wouldn't you want to be around people that are in a happy marriage? If you want to be an executive at a company, don't you want to be around people that are an executive of a company? That's what you want to be around. So it's up to you, but I want you to take it to heart and change that. And you can do that the very next live stream you're on, and there's girls on there. Amy. Who the hell is Amy? So the next live stream where there's girls on there, practice this. Don't stop. Think before you type. Okay, that's what I ask you to do. We're going to take baby steps. Doggy, the next live stream you're on where there's girls involved, when you get ready to type something, I want you to stop and go, I wonder if the leader of the pack, David, would think this is rude or crude or verbally abusive. Do you think, would he approve of what I'm typing? Or would your mother, maybe it's that, maybe an aunt or a mother, would approve of this? Pat says, open your heart, heart, doggy, you'd rather open a beer. Well, maybe that's the problem. You're letting the beer drive the world. Birds of a feather flock together. Hang in there with good people. It is right, John? Birds of feather do flock together. My brother was a bad alcoholic. He died from alcoholism. I get it. I know about alcoholism. Well, he hung around other alcoholics because that's what he did. That's what they did. When you separate alcoholics, they don't like it. It goes against their grain. Give love to the girls, DB. They give love. Yeah, you get what you give. But you can do it, man. I have faith in you. I do. I have faith in you. Just practice it. Tone it down. Because I hate to tell you this, if on my live stream, if we had women in here, which we don't get a lot because we're just a bunch of old hairy-ass men, but we do get a lot of girls coming in and out of my channel. And if you were on one of my live streams and you were being verbally abusive to a female on my channel, I would put your ass into YouTube prison forever. I wouldn't tolerate that because that's unacceptable to me on my channel. It's just like calling people racist names. We don't tolerate that. Or saying things about little children. We don't tolerate that. But everything else we can talk about. But we're not going, so just understand, I wonder if this would pass the mustard for David. We have faith in you, Pat says. Absolutely. I think everybody are good people. DB, I think you're a good guy. And I think you can do it. Okay, so you're saying, Doggy says, I don't flirt with women on here, okay? What's the point to get multiple men already kissing their boo? I get it. And I'm not telling you to flirt with them. I'm just telling you to be respectful. Don't be an asshole. So I'm not telling you to flirt with these YouTube whores or these YouTube, look at my tits and give me money. I'm not telling you to do that because I think that's stupid and pathetic. I think they're pathetic. I understand why they're doing it. They need the money. And look, if I was in their situation and I had a good pair of boobs, I would be doing the exact same damn thing as they are, without question. Because if I needed the money, I would do whatever it took to get the money. I have no qualms about them doing that. I really don't. I get it and I understand. I really do. But I'm not telling you to kiss their ass. I'm just telling you, don't be a dickhead. Because you never know who you're going to run. I can tell you, I'm not going to, but I can tell you at least 7, 8 couples that have met on Facebook live streams that are now married. So they met on a live stream, they kind of got to know each other, then they went off stage, and now they're married, living together. And, it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever heard this saying when we were growing up as kids, but it was popular in my era, that if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. There you go. If you think, if it's not nice, don't say it. No, and if you can't hold your tongue, then leave. Because one thing I'll tell you is, even the girls that are shaking their boobs for money, they don't deserve to be abused. Even the crack whore out in Philadelphia, who's, 20 years old, who's had 400 guys, who had needles in her arms, who's a total waste of human flesh for the most part, doesn't deserve to be abused. I don't care who it is. Nobody deserves verbal abuse or physical abuse or mental abuse. I hear ya. My son married a Filipino nurse in New York City. He met on a gaming channel. Yeah, there you go. See, Big John. Dennis is back. My puppy barked at me a lot when I was 4 years old. Yes, Dennis. My dog is snoring over there right now. I think I woke it up yelling, but my dog is over there snoring. So, my dad was an asswipe. I'm just telling you. My dad was a piece of shit. He really was. He held a job, which is good, better than most, but he was a mean asshole because his father treated him like that. And so my dad treated us like that until I turned about 14 years old, and he came in to waylay on me one day, and I picked his ass up and I threw him through the wall and told him, "You ever touch me again, it will be the last time you take a breath." And from that point on, he never touched me again because he was a coward, because he was a bully. Bullies are cowards. So you got to figure out where this came from and fix it. Dennis, am I getting too fired up? Am I getting a little too fired up, Dennis? So it's up to you if you want to be a dickhead or if you want to be a good guy. That's all I can say to you, doggy. I think being a good guy is in you. Pat's a good guy. Dennis, I don't know. Tim's a good guy. But, it's up to you how you're perceived. Growing up, I never wanted to be perceived like my father. That was a big decision I made. As a teenager, I went, okay. And I was a tough kid. Look, I fought in tough man contests. I had no problems at 16, 18 years old going to the bars and knocking the living shit out of people. Because I was big, I was strong, and I had a little bit of an attitude. I had never had a problem with dropping somebody on the ground. But at some point, you come to the realization that's not a good way to live. It's not who you want to be. Now, my dad wasn't a tough guy. He was just a bully. But I was a tough guy, but I wasn't a bully. So you got to figure out how you want to be. How do you want people to see you? Dennis wants to be seen as the world's greatest arm candy collector. ACC. Dennis's #1 ACC. So, that agrees. You have a good advice, Brother David. I have to agree. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tim says, my girlfriend thinks I'm a good guy. Well, as long as she thinks it, Tim, it doesn't got to be true, right? You know, my wife thinks I'm a good guy, and hell, we all know different. So, my wife thinks I'm funny. Yeah. But my wife believes me to be a good guy just because I measure myself. I can measure what I'm doing. I can control my actions. You know, when my wife is bouncing off the walls like Filipinos do, I'm sitting on the couch minding my own business. I'm just letting her go everywhere. I don't care. I'm not reacting. You know, it's like, whatever. Eventually she'll stop bouncing off the wall and then we can go forward. So, but my wife thinks I'm a good guy too. I guess that's why she married me, because my wallet was skinny at the time, you know. So she could have got a fatter wallet. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of holy smoking park fires. That's what we're doing. Wow. Doggy, you got us on a track today, man. We got in there, we got a lecture, we got going. We got up, we got down, we got around. Let me go check my muffins, see if they're cooled off now. Now I got to go check my muffins. All right, let's see if my last 4 muffins cooled off so I can put them away. Shit. Oh, my shirt looks wrinkly. Do I look good? All right. All right, look at those perfect muffins. Have you guys ever seen cornbread muffins that look that good? I'm just asking. I'm hungry now. Muffins with real butter. Yes. John, I actually am going to eat one of these in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to make you watch. And I want to show you. Every muffin I just made came out perfect. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. Look. Look at these beautiful muffins. Come on. You couldn't get any better than that. Look at those beautiful muffins. Aren't they just perfect? Oh, here. I'll show you my kitchen's dirty, so there's my wife's boiled eggs. None of the shells broke this time. So I did a good job with those. Quality control. Let's put these. This is my little container that I put her eggs in. I think she eats 2 or 3 eggs a day. But I also think she shares. Oh, you know what would be funny? This one's not boiled. You think I ought to put it in there as a trick? What do you guys think? Should I trick Lorelai and put I better remember which one it is. I put a non-boiled egg in, because she comes home and she cracks them on the counter and rolls them. So man, I'm a horrible husband. Man, oh man, that would be horrible of me, wouldn't it? Man, I bet you Pat would have done that. Oh man. You guys want to see inside the refrigerator? Here. This is what the inside. These are good. You should drink these. That's leftover Filipino food from a party. I don't know what that is. Filipino food left over. Big thing of garlic in the back. Say, Lorelei's been in the background. There's just some eggs. Lorelei's in the house. She says, I don't have my earbuds. You look sexy. I know I do. I always look sexy. Pat says, everybody say hello to Lorelei in the chat. Wow. There's the muffins. I'm the muffin man. I'm the muffin man. Where's my biscuits? Now, here's a question for you guys. Here's some biscuits. I made these today. Do you think it's okay to put the corn muffins in with the biscuits? Or should they be separated? You know, do we want to separate them? No, we're going to put them all together. Ah, you're funny, Dennis. Where's the one I'm going to eat? I had one picked out, John. I was going to eat one. I guess it doesn't matter. And these did turn out really good, I'm telling you. I'm a rock star in the kitchen. All right. Those there. You guys all tell Lorelei how good I am at doing my thing. Tell her, say, man, your husband's a rock star. She says she doesn't have her earbuds in. Keep them separate. That's right. We don't want to cross-contaminate, cross-breed. Someone is getting late at night. Well, Dennis, the real question, is it luck or skill? Real butter, not margarine. We don't do fake butter. We do real butter. Okay. My dog Lily woke up because she thinks she's going to get something to eat. She was sleeping and snoring over there. Got to keep them separate so they don't crossbreed. What happens if a biscuit and a cornbread mixes together? What do you get? Well, if you go to Cracker Barrel, which I don't go to anymore, I quit going to Cracker Barrel. They would give you both at the same time. Huh, Lily? I'm firing up Mrs. Pack. Well, some of us got it, Dennis, and some of us don't. You know, what can I say? I don't know. My wife says, hey, host, do you want to go out on a date with me? I'm like, I don't know. Seems like a lot of work. Dennis, why you always reading my mind? I don't know. Seems like a lot of work. You got to remember I'm married. My wife doesn't let me go out on dates. He up your shirt, host. I have you bugged. There you go. Yes. All right, should I try it? I'm telling you, if you make cornbread with honey and coconut cream versus milk, you're going to have cornbread that is out of this world. I'm just telling you. Put your shirt up. Oh, I can see the hair. What do you mean? Well, Dennis was going to give me $1,000 to go naked earlier. He said he'd give me $1,000 if I took all my clothes off. And then Ronald begged me not to. Yes, the biscuits will draw the moisture from the fresh muffins. Am I listening? Oh, she's asking if I'm listening. No, I'm not. No. No, thank you. You guys tell her in the chat I don't listen to girls because I'm married. My wife says I can't listen to girls. Tell her that. Jim, I left the bag partially open, and then I'm going to close it later. Love that big chest. Why isn't she paying attention to her job? She's supposed to be at work trying to make money. Wow, these are really good. I encourage you guys to do this, all right? Next time I'm going to make Mexican cornbread. Maybe instead of milk, I'll use a little bit of V8 juice and see how that works. Oh, I was going to put corn in it. Tim has encouraged me to put corn in there. Mrs. Pack, is that you or did somebody hijack you? Yeah, somebody took her moniker. Man. Pat, I know you make a lot of cornbread. You need to try this. Audio can make the imagination far. She's on fire? Well, maybe later we can put her out with the water hose, Dennis. Ah, this is me, Dennis. That favorite dish is Colombian. Your Dennis's favorite dish is Colombian. They are rated in the top 5 of the most beautiful women in the country. Consistently, Colombia is rated right up there. Sure do. Tim says, do not put corn in the corn. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Mexican cornbread and I'm going to put corn in it and I'm going to show you, Tim. And we're going to try it live on air, you know. And if it's bad, I'm going to blame you, even though you told me not to do it. So, David, I'm getting serious. Pull your shirt up. What shirt? I can't, Lorelai. I can't. Look, it's a tank top. Is that better? How's that? I can be like Uncle Fester. I can. It's just the way the shirt is. You know? Don't be jealous, Lorelai. Lorelai's just jealous. Not now. Now, you know, Dennis, this is... That's right. So not putting corn in cornbread is a challenge. I can't hear you, but I can read your lips. Well, read these lips. See, everybody, Mrs. Pack thinks she knows everything about everything. You know that? See? See how she is? That's what I live with. She thinks she knows everything about everything. I've been trying to clean the kitchen up, Lorelai. And I got to wrap your presents and do your belt. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing here. Why are you bugging me? Oh, I love cornbread dressing. Love cornbread dressing, especially leftover cornbread dressing. Now he's no neck. Oh, yeah. You know, No Neck Ed lives by us. He moved to Arkansas. Did you know that? So he actually lives over in another town real close to us. I guess what they say is he drinks a lot. A lot of people they always see him in liquor stores. Good night, all, from Miss Lorelei. Everybody say goodbye to Lorelei. Now here's a No Neck Ed. Mrs. Pack drinking at work? Maybe. Me too. Be right back. No Neck Ed is trying to be a real estate agent in Northwest Arkansas. He moved here, but apparently they see him at bars and at the liquor store a lot. And we got friends that tell us, hey, you know, it's not Ed again. He's probably buying $400 worth of booze again. You know. We've been told by people that know him personally that he's trying to figure out how to get back onto the TV show. Apparently, you know, there's no reason to have him on the TV show anymore. So I think he's trying to figure out a way to get back on the TV show. See what I got to deal with? My wife was spying on us. All right. We made good cornbread muffins. We're rock stars. See, Dennis, what I got to put up with? You sure you want to get married? Maybe it's better just to stay single like Tim. Keep a girlfriend at arm's reach. If Lorelei ever passed away, I would never get remarried. You know, I'd be like Tim. You know, the girlfriend, if I had one, could live over there and another. So, now you're going to have to see, I'll tell her this Saturday when she goes to her party. She'll maybe do a live stream, but she'll take a lot of videos on the Facebook page. She's very proud of her new outfit that she's wearing Saturday. I guess all the girls are trying to show up each other. Ooh. Tim says, I'm just sitting here waiting for either biscuit and gravy or sloppy joes for lunch. I had biscuit and gravy this morning and yesterday. I made a batch. I haven't had sloppy joes in forever. Maybe I should make some sloppy joes and tater tots or something one day. Man, I haven't had sloppy joes probably in, God, 15 years, you know? Wow, long time. But I had sausage, biscuit, and gravy today and yesterday. I would go with the sloppy joes because I haven't had those in a long time. Do they even make sloppy joe mix anymore? Or is it just that manwich mix? Because I always thought the manwich stuff in the can was a little too tomatoey. And did sloppy joe come in a powder form? Does anybody remember that? Did it come in a package like a grapey package for the sloppy joe? Because the manwich stuff came in a can, the liquid. And I wasn't a big super fan of manwich as much as I was the old sloppy joes when we were growing up as kids. But I don't even know if they have sloppy joes anymore. And sloppy joes is just, you know, a term to use to represent that, or if it's really a brand these days. I don't know. So, well, that's a good lunch. Sloppy joes. Used to have them on hamburger buns, right? And maybe French fries with them or potato chips when I was a kid. I like that. Maybe I can make some and elevate it. Get some better bread. I like a really nice hoagie and toast it really nice. Oh, yeah. All right, Tim, I'm going to make some sloppy joes here coming up. Next time I go to the store. Wow, the driver is downtown doing errands and getting lunch for you. Woohoo! That's a good deal. You can't beat that kind of deal. Sounds good, man. I think I'm going to do Sloppy Joe's. I hope I can find Sloppy Joe, not Mamwich. Oh, now you got me thinking. I'm going to make some, but I'm going to elevate it. I'm going to try to maybe get some really good buns, high quality, maybe a brioche bread or something, or a sourdough. Toast it, maybe get some pepper jack cheese, some good quality real cheese, not imitation cheese flavored stuff. And, oh man, I'm getting hungry now. Woo-wee! I'm getting hungry now, boys and girls. I think I'm going to make that next week. I think we're going shopping this weekend, so it'll be a while. We don't go shopping that often. Since we go to Sam's Club, the warehouse, we stock up on stuff. I find it saves us money because we don't go to Walmart as much. Since we don't go to Walmart as much, we don't buy a bunch of shit we don't need at Walmart. So that saves us money. Manwich is the brand name. Yeah. But I thought there was a Sloppy Joe package, like, a little. I thought there was a Sloppy Joe package. And you mix that with your own tomato sauce. And that's what made Sloppy Joe's. And then Manwich came in the cans, is what I thought I remember. I don't know. I've been wanting to make beef and carrots and potatoes like a beef stew. I think I looked for lamb. We bought some lamb the other day. John, we bought some lamb ribs on clearance at Sam's. We haven't eaten them yet, but we freeze them. They'll last. And then we bought some lamb steak, I think, a couple months ago. That was really, we ate that fresh. And then, but I'll tell you, we debate this, or a few people do, is I actually think goat meat is better than lamb. I know a lot of people think I'm bonkers, but we've eaten goat and lamb. I think goat has more flavor to it than lamb does. Tim, does I do the grocery shopping about once per month? Well, I'm just telling you, since we go to Sam's, now granted, we probably buy too much we need, but it lasts. But if it keeps me, I don't need 24 bags of chips or whatever. I don't need that many, but as long as it doesn't expire, it's not a big deal. But what it really does, it keeps us from buying shit at Walmart that we don't need, searching around looking for clothes and looking over here for fishing gear, looking over here at electronics. It keeps us away from that because when we go to Sam's, they got electronics, but it's expensive, so it helps to cut down on the impulse buys, I think. We do Sam's about every week and a half. We do Walmart about every 2 to 3 weeks now because we do buy the Walmart water, Sam's brand water versus Sam's Club water. We've had both. I don't know, John, I'm sure John's eaten goat. He has to have eaten goat. I just kind of think goat is better. Now, it's prepared differently. Lamb chops versus, you don't have goat chops. But I like the dishes that I've had goat in better than I've liked the lamb that I've had. And we've had lamb at expensive restaurants. But we've had dishes, Indian dishes, Pakistani dishes, some Asian dishes, I guess, that had goat meat in it, and they were just really, really, really good. So I have no problem with goat. No problem at all. And you know what GOAT stands for? Greatest of all time. That's me. That's me. So, man, we've been on here quite a while now, and I haven't got anything done. So, all right, my friends, I think I'm going to wind this one down. It's almost 9:45 my time. I still got a couple presents to wrap. I may not do that tonight. I may skip. and just do some things in the morning. Now that I spend all day cleaning and cooking my muffins, maybe I'll give it up. Uh-oh, you better get it renewed. Better get it renewed, man. You got to go to S&R and get the good stuff. You got to get the American stuff at S&R. Yeah, maybe your girlfriend knows somebody who makes a goat dish. You can get her to get you some. Well, there's my good friend Sanders. How are you? What's going on in Texas, my friend? How are you? Are you in Boston yet, or are you still in Texas? Everybody said hello to Sanders. We've had a long night, Sanders. I gave a lecture to Doggy Boy. You missed it. I got on a spill. He said he was abusive to women and verbally abusive. Let me correct that. And so I went on a tirade about that. Me being me, I had to get into my counseling mode, and I'm sure I probably drove him crazy. So you missed that fun. We were all talking about how to behave. Gonna leave on Friday to go there. Nice. Good news is you're gonna have good weather this year. I know last year you guys tried to fly, right? Or you drove? I can't remember. I know last year that you didn't make it. Or she didn't make it. Was that what it was? Mom was coming here, and she didn't make it. Oh, at S&R, you're going to have a lot of holiday shoppers in the Philippines at S&R? Yeah, I guess so. We're not going anywhere, Sanders, for Christmas. We're going to go eat at a seafood restaurant, a buffet, Christmas Day, and we're going to go watch a movie, and that's our big Christmas. Every Christmas, we go to the movies. We try to. Yeah, I got stuck in Atlanta. I knew there was something like that. I remember that wonderful journey from the snow event. But how are you guys doing? How are the kids? Are you still working like a madman? You're the hardest working man in Texas, I think. Maybe even Arkansas. But I do hope you have a great time up there. I know you said your wife and your mother-in-law all get along really well, right? And that's a real good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, Spirit Airline, well, yeah, can't fly in the air or fly in the snow. Yeah, probably not. I'm getting takeout for Christmas dinner. All right, nice. Big John's in the house. We are going sledding Saturday in Fargo, North Dakota. Wow. Wow. I just can't do the cold, Don. I would come visit you in North Dakota, but it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're just going to sit in the truck and watch the kids do it. There you go. That's the way to do it. A couple of years ago, we had a big, big snow. It's been longer than that. And Lorelei and the dogs, when Daisy was alive, her and the dogs were outside playing in the snow and building snowmen and making tunnels for the little wiener dogs. And I sat inside drinking cocoa, watching her out the window. Kids are growing too fast. Most of the times I'm driving the weekends. Wife wants me during the weekend. That's good. I know that you work hard, but I think the wife is probably right. You kind of got to balance, since she's with the kids all the time. Maybe having you there makes her feel good. One, you're there to hang out, but also two, you're there to help with the kids. So maybe it's, part of that. Or maybe she just likes seeing you. Sometimes our women folk actually like us. So, sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do. So maybe she just likes you and goes, well, gee, I'd like to see you more because, I married you so I could hang out with you, not, to watch you drive by. Bye. Oh, there he is. Wave. So, are you guys staying in Boston until after Christmas or after New Year? Yeah, she wants a break from the kids, which is understandable, right? It really is. Yes, Tim, I'm the same way. I truly am one of the people that could never see snow again and be okay with it. I mean it. I could truly never see snow again and I'd be okay with it after Christmas. Okay, good. All right, so not too long. I really am. I don't want to see snow. I don't want it to be below 70 degrees again in my life, but it didn't work out, so I'm stuck. That's why I tell people I spend about 5 months of the year inside my house in Arkansas, starting in November, December, January, February, March. Maybe, yeah, late March I start coming out of the house again because I don't go outside much in the cold air. My lungs, I got a lung disease called sarcoidosis, and my lungs hurt so bad in the cold air. If I suck in cold air, man, it just crackles. My lungs, the masses that are in my lungs just crackle. The heat doesn't bother me. The heat opens up my lungs. So I'm with you, man. I'd be happy never to see snow again. Never, ever be happy to see it. But then again, anywhere in America, you can get snow, even all the way down into Florida. Might only get a few flurries in Miami, but we can't live in Miami because we're too poor. You either got to be really, really poor to live in Miami, or you got to be really, really rich to live in the Miami area. One of the two. Below 80, it's too cold for you. All right. We keep the house about 72, 73 year round. Not, no, no. Sorry, take that back. During the winter months, I keep the heater at 72, 73. During the summer, I keep the air conditioner about 77, 78 degrees because I like it to be a little warmer. I don't like to be cool. But anything below 70 is chilly to me. So I like 78 to 80, 82 degrees is great. Patrick says, I am back. Patrick said, hello to Sanders is in the house. Charles is hanging out with us for a little bit tonight. Sanders says, well, sorry I haven't been around. Taking a break after losing so many hours. Maybe this trip will give me a boost to make more video games. All right. I wonder, why did you lose hours? Do you know? Did YouTube just arbitrarily take hours? Because they do that. And look, what I recommend with YouTube is don't push it. If you feel like doing it, do it. If you don't. And don't worry about it. If you want to come back around, come back. You know what I mean? I really am. Don't kill yourself with YouTube. Take a good break, yes. But you can't trust, YouTube. I mean, if you're, yeah, it takes a lot of work and effort. Look how much time and effort I put into it. So, and I know a lot of people do the same. Thanks, Brother Tim. Hit the year mark, so they started rolling back. Oh, I got you. Yes. And they will do it. And that's why so many people, to be honest, it's really hard. But that's why so many people do those fake live streams, what I call fake live streams, where they're just sitting on their bed or the camera's watching them sleep, or, one of those type of things, which I can't stand. I don't know what they're called, but I call them fake live streams so that they can try to keep their hours up. But I think YouTube is smarter than that. Pat says he agrees. Just do your thing, man. If it works, it works. I mean, I enjoy it because I don't have a job or a family besides Lorelai. So I have a lot of extra time on my hands to do YouTube. That's why I do it. Yeah, I can't do those either. I won't do them. I might do it. If we get a big snow blizzard, I may do a live stream where the camera is watching the snow come down for a little bit. But I'm not going to run a camera for 24 hours. Just watching me sleep on the couch. I'm just not going to do that. That's disgusting to me. Just not. But I think YouTube is going through a bunch of changes still, always. You know, sometimes our videos do well, sometimes they don't. Yeah, I can't do those and I don't watch them. If I get a notification of a live stream and that's what it is, I don't watch. And I've even given some of them a thumbs down, which I know is still good for them because they get a reaction. So it helps, but makes me feel better going, look, I don't want to sit there and watch you asleep. This is stupid. Wow, you got over 5,000 and but you've lost 1,000. Yeah, I'm not for sure where I am at. I usually average about 400 to, no, 600 a month is what I usually average. So I really haven't worried about my watch hours for a long time. Because even my lowest is 600 hours a month. I usually, if you look at the charting, I get a lot, so I haven't had to worry about it. I'll check it and see. Yeah, sleep apnea. There you go. Hey, let's watch to see if he dies or not, or if he's breathing or not. I mean, maybe that's it. Don't wear the mask and put up there. $1 donation for every time I stop breathing. You know, Pat says he's got 244 subscribers now. Nice, Pat. That's good. We're still at like 4,100. I've gained over the years. I've had over 15,000 subscribers, but right now on the books I got 4,100. But I don't think it's about the number of subscribers. For me, it's all about the views. I'm trying to get as much views as I can. That way YouTube goes, oh, people are watching his shit. So maybe they will push it out further. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. Because I don't think if you got 100,000 subscribers and you only get 5% views versus a channel that has 10,000 that gets 50% views, you know what I mean? I know the math is there, but I think that's important. Especially for a small channel. To get traction, you got to get views. Yeah, well, one, I've never seen anybody sleeping in the nude, to be honest. I've seen a lot of the girls who sleep in clothes that looks like if they rolled over, maybe their boob would flop out, and they get a bunch of guys in there kind of watching that. But I've never actually seen anybody sleep in the nude. And what's weird is, look, I get why girls might do it because they think gross old men would watch them. But why do men do it? Why do men do sleeping videos? That's gross. Maybe gay men watch them? Because surely girls don't watch men sleep. Maybe gay men? I don't know what that's about. But I've come across in the last few months a couple of skinny guys wearing shorts sleeping on a live stream. What the hell is this? I could sleep in the nude and do a live stream if everybody wanted. I could make some money. So, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't mind. I will say the live streams I do watch are the ones that watch all the cruise ships come in and out of the ports. They're kind of like a camera way up high on somebody's building, and it shows the port of Miami coming and going, all the ships. I watch that. I dig that. And there are some fish tank channels that I kind of like. I'm like, oh, it's nice. That's a cool fish tank. But I don't want to watch some idiot trying to sleep. I just don't want to do that, But I don't know. And I do like to watch the one in the Florida Keys. There's another one there that I kind of like. And then there's one that is focused on birds. There's a couple of them that watch eagles nesting. I think that's kind of cool. Pat says, I've seen a few nip slips on the females when they do live. It happens. I'm sure it does. And I'm sure they have full intentions of doing it. Or why else would they be there, right? If they didn't want their nipples to slip out, they would wear a bra or a shirt that's more appropriate, pajamas top or whatever. So, but that's what they want. They're hoping to get donations and followers. But that's all right. I mean, like I said earlier to Doggy Boy, I don't have a problem with what Filipinos do to make money, or anybody for that matter. Thailanders, it doesn't matter. I get it. If I would like to make more money. But if I had assets that a lot of these girls had, I would be out there hustling my ass too to try to get idiot men to give me money. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I get it. So, all right, boys and girls, we appreciate you guys coming to the live stream tonight. Let's wind this puppy down. I'm going to go to bed and get up and do my Christmas wrapping. I didn't get it done today. But now I'm tired after doing all this work. So I'll probably jump back on here Friday night. I'll probably do another live stream Friday night. So appreciate you, Pat, Sanders, Tim, Dennis, Ronald, everybody in the house, Doggy Boy, you name it, everybody's here. Yes, costume malfunction or intentional. It was intentional, wasn't it? So intentional slip. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you soon. Oh, Sanders, have a safe trip if I don't talk to you. Be safe.